Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the gaming channel and to Streaming Wednesdays. How are we all doing? Who have we got in the chat room? Doctorus is here. Hello, Doctorus. The DTS Workshops is here too. Hello. And I think that's it for the moment. No one else is here. Well, that's fine. We're not quite started yet, so that's okay. I've got a guest tonight. Yes, this channel apparently has guests now. You've seen this guy on the stream before, but you've never heard his voice. He's just appeared as a plane buzzing around me. This is East Coast Steam, aka the Cold Gunner, aka Craig. Hi, Craig.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
Warm.
Warm. Yeah, it's bloody humid, isn't it? Not enjoying it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect day to have a blowy hot PC next to me.
Yeah, not ideal at all. I appreciate your sacrifice. Anyway, it's lovely to hear from you. I'm no good at plugging other people, but I do want to encourage people to go and subscribe to your YouTube channel. So why don't you go ahead and give yourself a little plug and tell us what your channel is all about.
I don't really know what it's about.
It's a good start, yeah.
I just sort of film the things I like. Lots of railways, some planes. I do review things poorly, but yeah, I don't do too much narrative stuff, if that makes sense. I just sort of
fair play.
Yeah, do what I feel. What I feel.
Best way to be, I think. It's how I've tried to do YouTube for many years. Just make what I would like to watch. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, viewing figures almost into doubles sometimes.
Hey, happy days. Well, I'm hoping I can drive a few more people your way tonight. So go subscribe to East Coast Steam on YouTube. His channel is linked in the description below this video, and I have just realised that my camera is doing all sorts of weird things, so that's promising. I'm in slow motion, and now I'm not, and now all sorts of things are happening, and oh god. This is going to go well. I apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Who else do we have here? Ekage is here. Hello. The DTS Workshops I've already said hello to. Mattaf Productions is here. Hello to you. Lovely to see you again. Lost lot between audio and video again. Yes. I've lost the plot. I'm probably going to turn my camera off for the bulk of tonight's stream, to be honest. So we'll muddle through for now, and then you don't have to look at me, because yeah, we're doing something a little bit different tonight, and I will explain what we're doing in just a moment, because I'm just currently busy tweaking the settings in Flight Simulator, because that is what we're playing tonight. We're playing Flight Simulator, and we've got a little challenge this evening that Craig has very kindly offered to help me with. So I have been challenged to do, well, it's a navigation challenge, really. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking off from Boscombe Down, which is down near Salisbury, and we have a number of landmarks that I have been challenged to visit. We're going to try and get through as many of these as possible before the end of the night. So we picked some nippy planes. We're flying the Hawker Hunter this evening. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fade up Flight Simulator, and then we're going to jump over. And we're just going to dive straight in, I think. That seems to be the best way of doing this, I reckon. So just wait for that to catch up. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera off, because that's going to speed things up slightly, I think. I've just realised that Craig's screen capture is flying off on its own there, and doing things I didn't want it to do. So this has got off to a fantastic start already. Never mind. Okay, now as you can see, bottom right hand corner there, we can see Craig's screen, so you can see what he's doing as well, and my own screen is taking up the bulk of the image. So here we go. I'm going to hit fly, and we're going to see what happens. How's your geography, Craig?
Which way is north again?
Ah. this could go terribly. Okay, right. We'll see how we get on. Anyway, most of these, by the way, are suggestions from channel members or from Twitter. So I have got comments to read alongside these. So yeah, we're just going to see how we get on. Ideally, I'd like to try and get to as many as possible, but given where the last one is, I don't think it's likely. So we will do our best and see what happens.
I've just realised I made a critical error.
Oh no! What you done? What you done?
Weather. I have mine default to real-time weather.
Oh
so it'll
no!
Get dark.
Oh dear. Oh well, never mind.
I need some sunny weather.
I'm probably going to leave mine on real-time weather, to be honest. I'll tweak it as the visibility goes, Paul. But what is sunset these days? About 9:30?
Yeah.
Yeah. I might just knock it back by an hour. There you go.
Okay, I'll go for that.
There we go. Oh dear, my computer is struggling. This is going to go brilliantly. Right, travelling the country. Yes, I'm back. Hello. The blue stuff is usually water. The brown and green stuff is usually land. Navigation tip. And it's not one of Matthew's streams without something going wrong. Well, that too is very true.
Well, I've had to jump into the game twice now, so...
Ah, well, never mind. It's all good. I'm still trying to get in for the first time, so... this is not going to end well. But we're going to attempt. We're going to make a valiant attempt. And, yeah, see how many of these we can tick off. Anyway. For those of you who care, I am drinking a chamomile tea, and then on standby I've got an elderflower press, which is basically sparkling water and elderflower cordial made from the elderflower bush in my back garden. So yeah, I'm being proper homemade this evening, which is always nice. Right, let's just set the time back to about, say, there we go, 6:48. That'll do the job. So it's a little bit brighter, but not too bright. Right. There are a lot of people milling around for some reason, but we'll roll with it. Right. Are you ready, Craig?
I've actually blended plain with you.
Excellent.
It's like a two-tone.
Okay, well, you are an infinitely more competent pilot than I am, so if you want to take off first, then I'll follow you up.
Let's go for it.
Alright, ready, and... Oh, no, I'm rolling already, and...
You're ahead.
I'm ahead of you, okay, right, let's just throttle the engine back a bit.
No.
There we are.
Bye.
You should be appearing any moment now, which you are not, so that's gone well already, lovely. Oh no, we're not playing silly buggers again, are we? And my game's just locked up too. That's... Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Where's the failure bell? There it is. Right.
I'll circle for a little while.
Yeah, you go ahead. That's fine. Yeah, I can't see you on my screen for some reason, so that's already helpful. I may have to crash out and tweak my settings.
No, not a problem.
But never mind. Right. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there, ladies and gentlemen, you can see Craig beautifully flying about, demonstrating the capabilities of the Hawker Hunter. Looking very swish, I approve. And, oh, no, we're back. Okay, so, if I go into here and invite you to a group, and then hopefully that should then mean you show up. I don't know, we'll give it a try and see what happens. Right, just here.
Yep.
We've got live weather on. Yeah,
there we go.
Okay.
I can see you.
You can see me, excellent. The Cold Gunner has joined your group, excellent. Right, so full throttle and away we go. well. And, oh, there we go. Lovely. Beautiful. I'm just going to ease off the throttle ever so slightly there. Just a smidge, you understand? Right, where are you? There you are. Just in front of me. Excellent. The technology has worked for once.
I think setting the group is actually the key to it.
Yeah, it could be. So I'm just turning to the right just to try and follow you.
Just obviously with this one, don't let it go too fast.
No.
But I've noticed on this one, if you look on the exterior view, you've got the airspeed, and I don't think they've quite set it right.
No, I don't think so either, but never mind. Apparently I'm right on top of you, but you are invisible. So, that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can see me, apparently.
I think so.
Ah. Well, that's weird. Okay. Oh, well, never mind.
I'll do another close pass.
Let me put the air brakes on, just slow down a bit, and see how we go. There we are. Maybe not too much. There we are. I made this mistake during the test screen last night, and I stalled it. No, okay, you are just invisible to me. That is very weird. I do not understand that at all.
Okay, that's very strange.
Okay, well, we'll make this work, because we can see you on your screen, and really that's what's important. Oh no,
yeah.
no, sorry, you have just appeared. I can now see your plane.
Possibly bandwidth then.
Yeah, that is bizarre. Don't understand that. Anyway, right. So we've just taken off from Boscombe Down, and that leads us to our first challenge, which was set by Sentinel on Twitter. Stonehenge. Sounds like a challenge, but I expect you'll make it look too easy. That's about that way somewhere, Stonehenge, isn't it? Just behind me, in fact. Okay. So we'll make a turn to the right and proceed.
It's sort of east, isn't it?
Yeah, east-ish. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just ease off the throttle slightly, and there we go. There's Boscombe Down, and then Stonehenge is sort of northeast of that-ish. Northwest.
What's the name of the?
Sorry.
What's the name of the east-west road?
Oh,
it's next to the road. I know that.
God only knows, but it's there. I've got a place of interest marker on my map, so I'm assuming it's that. There we go. There it is.
I need to find you again now.
So a nice easy one to start. There is Stonehenge. Boom. Done. Tick. So that's our first one. Just realised the game is a little loud, so I'm just going to turn it down a smidge. There we are. There it is. Stonehenge, just below us. There we go. Right, where are you? Behind me and above me, it looks like. This is a very nippy little plane. It just wants to climb, which is pretty sort of marvellous, actually. But
you know the best bit about it? It's free.
I know. It's yeah. Lovely nippy little plane, nice and vintage, and it's free. You can go and download this as a mod right now, and it will not cost you a penny, which is marvellous. I approve greatly. Right, so that's our first challenge ticked off, and our next one has been suggested by Phantom Stranger. Now there's actually a few suggestions from Phantom Stranger, so I'm just going to read what he said, and then we'll go do his first one.
If it's Phantom Stranger's house, that's going to be weird.
No. During the Great War, Royal Flying Corps pilots in training were let loose with instructions to find and simulate bombing runs at locations like piers in Brighton. Cross-country navigation practice was spiced up by the regular habit of landing at some wealthy or titled person's estate and feigning conveniently temporary engine failure, in the knowledge that they'd be invited to feast, drink, and stay overnight. Sounds bloody marvellous. Thus, I suggest a recreation of these pioneering days via a flight starting at Brighton and then circling a series of stately homes, with a landing near the last one to enjoy the Lord's hospitality. That sounds pretty good to me. So our first point will be Brighton Pier. Oddly enough, in Brighton.
Oh, that's easy.
Easy, yeah. So
on the coast.
Yeah, so from where we are, we want to head roughly in a southeasterly direction, I think. So if we point to sort of 145 degrees, that will probably get us roughly where we want to be.
Yeah, I won't point the map I have open.
That feels like cheating a little bit, but there we go. Right.
I can fit sat now.
I like your style. Right. Here we go. Adjust my trim a little bit. There we go.
There we go.
Oh.
Hello.
Now, oh, you're behind me. Yeah, there you are. Hello.
I wish I had a gun sight.
That's nice, isn't it? You come onto my stream and you want to shoot me down. That's gratitude. That is. Oh dear.
I've got you absolutely square on as well.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, I can see you have
lost.
actually. That is marvellous. Are you going to go the full Top Gun and fly upside down?
Ooh.
I've given him ideas. Oh no. Oh, and I've just frozen again.
Oh, you disappeared.
I did disappear. I've now reappeared, and you're in front of me. It was an elaborate ruse.
That's not a fair countermeasure.
No, it's not.
Disappearing.
The ability to phase through the space-time continuum, I don't think was fitted to these aircraft as standard. So I'll let you off that one.
Now, there was something unique about the red one, and I can't remember what it is.
I know basically nothing about these aircraft, so you probably know better than I would.
I'm flying the F4 version. I think yours is the F2 or the F3?
Possibly. Like I say, you know more about these things than I do, I think. All I know is it looks very nice in red.
It does, actually.
Oh, here we go, we're trying again. We're trying again. You've not quite got your camera out, but that was still pretty good, I approve.
Close enough.
Yeah. I think we're about to hit Southampton, based on what I can see in front of me.
Because to the right is the Isle of Wight.
Yes.
So a bit of low flying along the coast very fast?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds good to me.
And you're not allowed to look at the secret naval base.
Oh, no, we mustn't look at that at all. No, unacceptable.
So, yeah, if you ever take the Isle of Wight ferry, you have to look west.
Yes, you
You're not allowed to look
you can't look to your you can't look to your left at all. That's not allowed. They get very upset.
Yeah. You can't look at the big battleships that are not there.
No, exactly. Completely invisible.
But Flight Simulator will model them.
Here we go. Right. So you're a little ways ahead of me, but I'm just coming up onto the Solent now.
Ah, yeah. I might fly between, well, near some ferries and container ships. There is a big ferry in, actually.
I am just flying over a big container port at the moment, and some very weirdly modelled container ships that I mean, bless you, Microsoft, you tried your best.
It's
And a valiant attempt was made, but I mean, just to my left here, that is recognisably a cruise ship. It just looks like a cruise ship from the Bizarro dimension.
Yeah.
And that cruise ship apparently has trees growing on it. Okay, I get it now. We're flying in Flight Simulator during a post-apocalyptic era of the world, when plants have taken over. That's what's happened here. I understand now. Right, so if my geography is anywhere near correct, we basically just have to follow the coastline in an easterly direction, and
more or less
we will eventually hit Brighton Pier. If we go if we go quickly enough, we can be there and stop for fish and chips, and then finish the stream. Job done.
Well, something I've got enabled, and you probably haven't, is the aircraft carriers.
Oh yes. I don't think I have those enabled. No, I don't
I've
think
stressed my aircraft.
Oh no!
I happen to be flying upside down, that's why.
Oh, fair enough. That's alright. Now, fortunately, Craig has a much better PC than I do, so it won't take him very long to load back in. If that happens to me, we can write half the stream off. So... Oh, never mind. I'm going to do a time-honoured thing known as cheating now, because I've just realised that my fuel... I've burnt through 25% of it already, so I'm just going to top that up as we go. There we are. 100% again, that's better. Shh.
Do you think a hunter will come off of a carrier?
Oh,
let's find out.
Yeah, that's got to be worth a look. Where is said carrier?
If you go to the eastern point of the Isle of Wight.
Oh yes,
just a bit further out.
Okay, I'm basically pointing in between the south coast of England and the easterly point of the Isle of Wight, so I should be pointed straight at you.
And there's a reason I've had to put my fuel quite light for this.
Yeah, I would. Here we go. This could either be glorious or terribly embarrassing.
Yeah. So I do have the Harrier. That's a lot of fun for this sort of thing.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Oh, the Harrier is one of my favourite aircraft.
Well, you live not too far from me, so you might remember them flying over.
Not in my living memory. I mean, I'm in Milton Keynes, so we're not really near any particular air bases. But yeah, I know they used to fly out of what's the air base just north of Peterborough?
Wittering.
Well, Wittering, that's it, because they've got one outside, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got a gate guardian, and they apparently do have a museum that you have to book to go. You have to contact them to go.
Oh, well, that's still
which I've not done yet.
Oh, fair enough.
So, here we go.
This is very weird from my perspective, because I don't have the carrier DLC, so you're just floating in midair. Which is fine, but we can see things from your screen in the corner, so when you're ready.
I might need full flaps as well. It's the Queen Elizabeth, so rather than the catapult, it's got the ramp. Okay.
And it's also just sat there because its engines failed, so...
Yeah.
Didn't it roughly on its sort of maiden voyage get to about where it is now? and
something like that.
Yeah.
Right, here it goes, going off the end of the ramp.
Oh.
Yep, she's staying up.
Hooray! I've just got a little sea fort in my left-hand corner there.
One of the Monsell forts?
Yep.
Now I need to find where you are.
Well, I'm just passing one of the forts. We just discussed this.
Ah.
A fort which Bing has modelled as a rather depressing-looking office block, just in the middle of the sea. Because why not?
Now, did you see Did you see London before they properly modelled it?
Yes, the Buckingham Palace just looks like a really depressing council estate.
Yeah. And the Victoria Memorial was a small tower block.
Fantastic. Yeah, it looks a lot better now. They're working their way basically around the world and modelling things a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean,
they put out a big France one this week.
Yes, I saw that. I must go do something in France at some point, so I can appreciate it. Yeah, the problem is with a game of this scale, which is literally a 1-to-1 scale model of the entire planet, you're gonna have some gaps that are just filled in with sort of the best models you have available, and you know what, that's fine. Most people don't care. They're only going to go looking for the landmarks. So, I mean, for what it is, this game is actually incredible. I feel like, you know, we're knocking it, but genuinely, when you compare it to what we had sort of in Flight Simulator X, which was well over a decade old now, this is just breathtaking by comparison.
I think the first civilian flight simulator I bought, I think it was Sierra Pro Pilot back in about 1999.
Oh God, that's going back a bit.
That was just Western Europe.
I mean, I can remember being very, very young and playing Flight Simulator on Windows 95, and that was extremely basic, but you know, to a sort of 6-7-year-old, it's like, wow, that's so realistic. it's only now we're spoilt with modern graphics and you know, RTX cards and all of that fancy schmancy stuff. But we look back on these things.
It's funny that you mentioned 95 or 98, whichever one it was. Because that shared an engine with Combat Flight Simulator, the first one with Western Europe, with the Spitfires and
yes, I adored Combat Flight Simulator. It was absolutely marvelous game, fantastic, and I'm going to put it out there now. I think the first Combat Flight Simulator, yes, it's very basic, but I'd say it still holds up today for what it is.
Yeah. Did you ever get the second one, the Pacific?
No, I never bought the second one. I had the third one, which was
a bit naff.
Yeah, not so good, but yeah. But I absolutely adored the first one. So.
Yeah, because with the Combat Flight Simulator 1 and Combat Flight Simulator 2, they shared the engine with Flight Simulator 98 and 2000 respectively. So you could actually cross-import the planes. So if you took an airliner and imported it into Combat Flight Simulator, it would keep all of the avionics stuff.
I've just frozen again. Oh no, there we are. Sorry.
But Combat Flight Simulator would add weapons. And the planes, they defaulted to the Spitfire's loadout, or the Mark 9 Spitfire anyway, with the 4 Browning 303s and the 2 20mm cannons.
That is brilliant.
Yes. So theoretically you could dogfight airliners.
Why not? It's the magic of computer gaming. There we are.
I think
just cast an eye over to your left. Hello.
Yeah, so what?
Just realised I've got my flaps down. That's not very efficient.
No, actually, I'm flying quite slow. Probably slower than I should be.
I'm averaging about 250 knots at the moment, and increasing. Tweak the throttle ever so slightly.
We are.
Rustington.
Yeah. I don't think we're that. Actually, no. I think we're a bit further along.
Yeah, it's. I'm going to give it full throttle because I've just realised we're about what half an hour in, and we've only ticked off one so far. So
yeah,
as I believe they say, punch it.
Exactly.
We're just going to shatter every window along the south coast.
I need to be careful I don't go past Mach 1 because I think that's when it breaks up.
Ah, that's helpful.
That's the limit. Somewhere like that. Yeah, I put it.
Oh, yeah. I've just passed 600 knots, and the airspeed indicator is making very unhappy sounds.
Yeah.
It's like, red, white. No, that's far too fast. What are you doing?
Yeah, there is something a bit morbid here because we're passing Shoreham.
Ah, yes.
Which was a Hawker Hunter.
Yes.
That crashed.
I remember that. That's dreadfully sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was a ban on air shows for a while.
Yeah, I don't remember there being an air show for a good sort of 2 or 3 years after that. It may even have been longer.
That's right. Because there's been a few crashes which have actually resulted in obviously the changes in laws and things.
Yeah. And without wishing to interrupt you, Craig, we have just hit Brighton Pier.
Yeah, I see it in the distance.
There it is.
There isn't anything to fly under there, is there?
Oh, the game really didn't like me doing that. Never mind.
Want another fun fact?
Yeah, go on. Always.
The hunter, or someone flew a hunter through Tower Bridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Unplanned, presumably.
That was his last flight in a hunter.
Well, no, I suppose it would be, yes.
Yeah, I think my memory on it's vague, but he did it in protest to cuts to the RAF. And yeah, he was reprimanded and given a desk job, basically.
Yeah, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think reckless is an understatement, but
yeah,
no blames perhaps, but certainly reckless.
Fantastic stunt now.
Oh yeah. I wonder if there's any video footage out there.
No, well, if it was today, there would be. I think.
Oh yeah, no, today it would have been all over the internet. I think it was the early
80s app and something like that.
Yeah, you might have got lucky and had a tourist with a camcorder, but
yeah. Yeah, so there's two, one not fun and one fun fact about the Hunter. I think the rival to it was it the Buccaneer?
Possibly. The name Buccaneer sounds familiar. Right, I'm just going to level off because we're going to head inland now to our next destination, which wasn't a suggestion actually. I picked this one. The Houses of Parliament, London.
Easy.
So basically, head north.
Yeah.
So what's going
head north,
there?
head past.
Head north, hit Heathrow, and turn right.
Thanks. Don't know how to say Ekage. Yeah, that was what it was. Thank you. Yeah.
Who says his actions were to mark the 50th anniversary of the founding of the RAF and a demonstration against the Ministry of Defence for not celebrating it.
That was it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I stand corrected on that one. Thank you. But yeah, cool little story.
Very cool story. Ekage also says, phasing out of reality for a few seconds sounds like an awesome countermeasure. I agree. And also, they get very stroppy if you point lasers at the big ships you're not supposed to look at. Do you know this from experience? Or?
But they're all okay with photos, right? I mean, I wasn't looking, but my camera was.
My camera was, I wasn't though, and I'm certainly not going to take these home and look at them, no sir.
But talking secret though, I find it fascinating that actually quite a lot of what would have formerly been secret 50 years ago, you could freely walk around now.
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, near me there's quite a lot of derelict air bases, and you can see the launch pad for where the Titan missiles used to be.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I was going to say that's up in Cambridgeshire way, isn't it?
Yeah.
The claim to fame I have, living in Bletchley, of course, is Bletchley Park, which is world famous now, but no one actually knew about it until sort of the mid to late 90s.
That's right, yeah, because after the war, the Americans ran away with the early development of the computers, didn't they? But
yes,
we'd actually thought of it, and that was all of Turing and his team's work, and they couldn't talk about it.
No, which must have been deeply frustrating for everyone involved, but...
Now everyone looks at cat pictures.
Oh, I know. It's mad, isn't it? Yeah. No, the exciting thing about Bletchley Park, though, is it remained as sort of the headquarters of code breaking in this country for many, many years, while also serving as a location for BT. They did something quite important there. I'm not 100% sure what.
I'm not sure what it was, but there is a personal link there because my dad worked for BT.
So did mine.
Yeah, and he went and did some kind of training there.
Ah.
I'm not sure what for.
I imagine it's telecommunications of some description, but
yeah, because he knew all the old school stuff. He knew all the analog systems, which isn't quite as common apparently.
No.
I think I've fallen a little bit behind you.
I think you might have done. I'm sort of hitting 480 at the moment. I'm just flying over Wallington. I can see sort of all of the London landmarks in the difference. So I'm going to point at roughly what I think is the House of Parliament and hope for the best.
You could fly over Heathrow and crash your machine again.
I could. I'd rather not, if at all possible, but... I think what I can see ahead of me is Battersea Power Station.
That's a big shopping centre now.
Yeah, it's been turned into a shopping centre. Come gated community. Come lots of things that really betray its working class roots. But
yeah,
all of
yeah.
that.
No, I agree with you on that one.
Should have been a museum, really. They've restored one of the power rooms there, and it's beautiful. But it's a conference centre, so it's not open to the general viewing public.
I know you can get the lift up to the chimney, can't you? They've got a lift inside one of the chimneys, so you can go up to the top.
Right, pop the air brakes on, and there we go. Houses of Parliament. Boo hiss boo! Just failing to load in there. Bombs away! There we go.
You've reminded me of something on Combat Flight Simulator 2. Someone made a mod which put in the atom bomb, and that was fun.
Oh, good lord.
Oh yeah, I'll play this mission. Drop. Bang.
Bang. Done.
Yeah, mission
finished.
Done.
War ended 5 years early. Right, we're just zipping over the financial district. I'm going to go buzz Torchwood.
There's sort of a thing with it. Have you ever read too much into the British nuclear program?
Bits and bobs. I don't know masses about it, admittedly, but I have read bits and bobs.
Because I think we had some British scientists actually made some of the first sort of steps into it, and we handed it over. And then after the war, the Americans wouldn't share because they were worried about the information falling into Soviet hands.
Ah.
So we sort of had to start from the beginning with ours.
That sounds about right. I'm now turning to the north again as we head to our next location. I've just been overtaken. Our next location is Trent Park near Enfield, which is a stately home. So tying into Phantom Stranger's suggestion there. But it's also where I went to university. And I have flown over it in a Spitfire on the stream before. So we're going to go have another look.
No, that's one that I don't know, so...
Ah, okay. Well, Trent Park is an interesting one because it was one of Churchill's favourite stately homes, and then during the war, it was used to house high-ranking German prisoners of war. So your generals and that sort of level of rank.
Is that the place where they put all the microphones?
Yep, they bugged every single room in the house, gave them the daily newspaper and recorded them talking about the reports. It's gathered quite a lot of intelligence that way. It just goes to show, make someone comfortable, they'll spill all their secrets.
Yeah. Because quite a lot of prisoners of war actually stayed here.
Yes. We're just coming up to Enfield, so Trent Park is somewhere around here, a bit further to the west, I think. Hang on.
Is it the same Enfield which has the ornaments?
It might well be. I think that's not it. No, hold on. Hang on, I need to get my bearings. It's High Barnet is over there, so it's roughly in this sort of area. Just not 100% sure. Hang on, I've lost my bearings is what's happened here. I think it's to the east of High Barnet though, so we need to turn around. Hang on. What is that? That is... Air brakes off. New Barnet, so no, it's not here. This way. Oh, that might be it, just ahead of me. Still got the air brakes out, I'll turn them off for a moment. Oh, this might be it. This looks promising. No, that's not it. Can't be far off. This is roughly the right sort of area. Let me see. Enfield. I think it's to the south of Enfield, if I remember correctly.
Hey, you're below me. I couldn't find you there. It's one of the planes you've got to be so careful when you're descending because it picks up speed.
Oh, quick. Yeah. Like I say, it's a nippy little thing. I love it. Making very unhappy sounds. High Barnet. Trying to see what I can remember in terms of the roads around this sort of area. If I can spot Southgate, I'll know roughly where I am. Ah, no, hold on. This is it. Down here. There we are. Just there. That is Trent Park.
Ah, what, the depot?
Yep. Well, oh, skimming the trees there. Bloody hell. Yeah, there's a big...
I nearly got to watch it crash.
There's a big depot at Cockfosters on the Piccadilly line, which sticks out like a sore thumb from the air, and it basically borders the grounds. So, yeah.
I'm still really childish, and I laugh every single time that.
Oh, we did too. We did too. As students, as students, getting on the train and going to Cockfosters was hilarious. It never got old either. Anyway, there we are. That's Trent Park. That's my old university. It's now a gated estate for posh snots. So boo his shucks.
Where's the next location then?
Ah, well, now then, our next location, tying in again to Phantom Stranger, is Blenheim Palace near Oxford. So we want to head in a northwesterly direction, I believe.
Well, Oxford is off the Great Western Line.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's north of London and to the west. So, northwest rings true in my head.
Yeah.
So if we find the M40, we know we're on the right track.
Now I need to know which one the M40 is.
It's the one that goes west. Just flying over North Mims, wherever that is. Smallford, brilliant name. I'm sort of flying a heading of 303 at the moment.
Yeah, you're in my sights.
Hey, where are you? Hang on. Oh, there he is. Nice. Right, punch it. We got stuff to do. Let's go. I've used 50% of my fuel, so I'm just gonna quickly nip into a petrol station and top it up. There we go. Job
Just
done.
stopped at the aircraft carrier.
Exactly. Didn't think that one through. Never mind. Does Shell do aviation grade fuel? I'm not sure.
Joking aside, they probably do.
Yeah.
I think it's more like diesel though.
Yeah.
I think it is it. But it's still ignited by a spark, I think.
I know for a fact that aviation quality fuel is hauled by train down to Heathrow, because I just spent a rather large amount of my time planning one. So.
You couldn't sort of stop it somewhere and we can go and fill up.
Nah, afraid not. I'm long-term planning, so 70% of the stuff I plan doesn't even run. Which is a depressing statistic. Right, we've just hit Dunstable, so we're going very much the wrong way, so I'm going to turn and head west.
Yeah, see, now I think we're somewhere in the vicinity of... Is it called the Varsity Line? Is that the one, the Oxford-Cambridge?
Yes, it's not far away. You've got the Bletchley to Bedford section, which is the Marston Vale line, and then the Bletchley-Oxford section, which is currently under construction again, or not under construction, I suppose, more under reinstatement, I guess, would be a more accurate term.
Most of the track bed is still excellent, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in remarkably good nick, and they've actually put it in as far as just about a quarter of a mile from my front door, actually. But what's really annoying is they put in big concrete things to protect the local residents from sound, which frankly I find more offensive than just hearing a train go by a couple of times an hour.
You can't beat the sound of the ying of a 66.
Exactly. Dear oh dear. No soul, these local residents. I mean, frankly, because the line goes along the bottom of a residential road, and I can imagine if you live there, then and you're not a rail enthusiast, there would be a noise problem, and I appreciate that. But just as an aside, off my left wing there, that's Buckinghamshire Railway Centre, which is where I got married. So that's nice. And I've just frozen again. Game really doesn't like me today.
Yeah, we've got the marker there for Quainton as well.
Yeah, my game's locked up again. I personally find the horrible concrete thing they put up worse than I would just hearing and seeing a train every so often. And I know I'm probably biased because I'm an enthusiast, but even so, it's a rather horrible structure, and I don't like it.
Funnily enough, I went for a week with my mum. Went up to Northumberland, and we stayed near the Holy Isle.
Oh yes.
And we stayed at a house right on the level crossing on the East Coast Main Line.
Nice.
And it was brilliant.
I can imagine. Right, we're just passing over Bicester, so Oxford won't be far away. And I think Blenheim is somewhere in between the two and south a bit. I could be wrong.
Our connection just had a bit of a fart there.
That's helpful. Jolly good.
Looks like yours is as well, possibly.
Yeah. There we go. I'm not seeing Oxford, and also the graphics have gone a bit potatoey because the game is struggling to keep up with the speed of the aircraft. That is an airport. What airport is that? I presumably Oxford, because it's quite big. Upper Hayford. No, maybe not then. Possibly that's an RAF base. I'm not sure which one.
I think we need to head south, maybe southeast.
Southeast, okay. Alright, we'll make a turn.
We'll fly alongside someone else and ask for directions.
Big underground pipe network for aviation fuel around the UK, says Ekish. Yep, that's very true, there is. Behind this guy says, good day, me new. Good day.
I guess some people might notice the red and white poles sometimes when you go along roads in the countryside, and you'll see a pole on each side of the road. That marks where the pipelines cross the road. Whether that's there's
I didn't know
like
that.
Fuel and gas. Yeah, it marks where the pipelines cross. Not necessarily the secret ones, although there are secret ones. If you ever see them, there'll be a big pipeline running underneath.
The ones that probably aren't technically top secret, but they probably don't want to share too much about them if they can avoid it.
Yeah. It's basically so you don't dig into it with your JCB.
This kind of ties into a little something I've probably spoken about on the channel before, but it's always quite interesting, so I'll share it again. My friend Paul works for TfL, so he gets the inside scoop on all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And apparently when they were designing Crossrail, because it goes slap bang through the middle of central London, they had to consult with various different agencies, including the security services and the Ministry of Defence. And their plans kept being sort of interrupted by these consultation meetings, where the security services would come in and look at the route map and look at the underground map and go, no, you can't put that there. Well, why not? There's nothing there. We can't tell you that.
Can't park there, mate.
Yeah. No, you can't. You can't put a station fire exit in there. Why not? I can't tell you that. Apparently, there is a door at which station is it? Charing Cross Underground Station, which is just this nondescript door in one of the corridors, and if you go through it, there's a slightly bigger door with a telephone next to it. And on the other side of that door is a bloke whose job is to sit there, and he gets very upset if you pick up the phone.
It's just some guy sitting in his living room, isn't it? And people keep ringing him.
Might well be. Right, Ramsden. None of this is looking familiar at all. I've got completely turned around.
I think we're a bit too far northern. Oh, Blenheim.
Oh, hang on. How far away are you? I've lost you. You are that way. Okay, well then we'll head towards you.
Have you been to Blenheim?
I haven't. No, I've driven past it a few times, but
totally recommended.
I keep getting adverts for their Paddington locomotion event on Facebook, which you know combines three of my interests. You know, history, trains, and beloved children's characters. So, so you know, why not? I am assuming. Yeah, there it is, Blenheim Palace.
Let's fly along the lawn.
Why on earth not? Well, left a bit, straighten her up.
I think Churchill was he? I know he was related to Diana. He was part of the Spencer line.
Yes.
Can't remember what the relationship is. Great uncle or something like that.
Right, let's break all the windows now. There we go. That'll wake a few people up. Whee!
I've got a trigger on my joystick and I can't use it.
Ah, pity. Right.
So I bet this was a block of flats once.
Probably. Right, we're now heading north-northwest towards Wales because our next target is Iron Bridge near Telford. This was suggested by Tracy, who suggested several actually, one of which was Iron Bridge, the others were Snowdonia and York Minster. Tracy says,
okay.
I'm from upstate New York in the USA. I know these are tourist places, but they're interesting to me. Very well, Tracy. Well, let's try and get you to Iron Bridge then.
I've been there.
Where is it?
It's in the Black Country, so
Yeah.
I think it's west of Birmingham.
Yeah, it's near Telford. I've written down. So
Yeah.
Telford is sort of to the west of Birmingham. So
Yeah,
if we hit Birmingham and go left, it's about there.
yeah. So really good chips there, and lots of railway stuff. Yeah, it's the name of the village which they've set up, the Heritage Village, has gone completely out of my head, but it's like a smaller version of Beamish.
Oh, blimey! Oh, that sounds fun.
No, it's quite nice. Yeah.
Just flying
it's
over
got-
Chipping Norton. Jeremy Clarkson lives around here somewhere, doesn't he?
As does David Cameron.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Clarkson had an English Electric Lightning once in his front garden, didn't
Oh,
he?
yeah, I think so. That rings a bell.
And all the neighbours complained.
Why wouldn't they? Of course they did.
I don't think he was allowed to keep it for planning or something. I don't know what happened to it.
It's temporary structure, mate.
Yeah.
It's not even temporary structure. It's a vehicle.
The Lightning's one of those planes which I just love. Two engines on a sort of over and under configuration, and it's basically an engine with pointy wings.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it could fly up to Mach 2, was it?
Okay, that's pretty bloody quick.
I like the Lightning. It's so distinctive. You'd know it if you saw it.
Just flying over an airstrip called Green Farm, which just sounds marvellous, doesn't it?
I'm a little bit behind. I think we may need to head west a little bit.
Okay.
That's my gut instinct.
Alright. Right, well, I'm going to make a turn to the west, because I'm sort of heading north-northeast at the moment, so...
Yeah, because that group of planes up ahead, I think, will probably be around Birmingham.
Do you know what? I hadn't even considered that, but you're probably right. So we want to go a little bit to the left of them, really, don't we?
Yeah.
So I am going to settle on a heading of 320, and we'll reassess in a bit. Do you need me to slow down a bit, by the way, or have you caught up now?
I'm catching up.
I'll just put a little bit of air brake in, just help you along, you know. There we are.
Oh, Stratford upon Avon, Shakespeare's place.
Ooh.
I've been there as well.
I was going to go there with work at the end of March for a sort of team away day, and my manager asked me how I would like to get there, by coach or by car, and I sort of looked at her and said, I think you know what I'm going to say now, don't you? She went, what? I said, my baby's due date is roughly around that week. Oh.
Ah.
Oh! Do you want to stay in the office? Yes, please. as it turned out, it would have been fine. Little one didn't come till about 2 or 3 weeks later. But, you know, you don't want to take the risk. I am fairly sure that is the M40 underneath us. I might be wrong.
You're possibly right. Now, I wonder if one of these rivers needs to be followed.
Quite
now,
possibly.
I think I've flown over it before, and I think it is actually marked.
Yeah,
I think it is marked in the game.
Yeah, I think most of the places that have been chosen on this list are places that you can see, with the exception of Trent Park, which isn't anywhere near important enough. But you know, I felt like I had to include it. Right.
Flying into the sun.
Jolly helpful. Just coming up to a place called Tidbury Green. Let's see, where are those planes? Again, that's Birmingham is sort of that way. So yeah, we need to be looking for a river, really, don't we? That would seem.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a river just ahead of us. I wonder if that's the river that we need to follow.
I was just.
I'm not sure which river the Iron Bridge crosses. It's not the Severn, is it?
Don't think so.
No.
Now.
Right, this is definitely Birmingham. It's looking big enough to be Birmingham. So we want to head west, really. So I'm gonna turn a little this way. Oh,
I'm a
yeah,
bit further south.
Yeah, this is 100% Birmingham.
Alright.
Alright. There's a user ahead of me called Diabetic Donkey, which just conjures up lots of images. Who's still in the chat room? You've all gone quiet. The Tired Scott has dropped in. Hello.
Suggesting places to bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
About 15 quid's worth of damage around here.
As much as that, you reckon?
Well, you got to account for the cost of the bomb.
Well, yes, that's true too, I suppose.
So, got that.
Right.
Droitwich Airport.
I'm just flying over somewhere called Wallacott. You reckon you're a bit further south than me? Oh, you're quite a long way away, actually. Right, let's pop some air brakes in. Stourton, up ahead. None of this is sounding terribly familiar, I've got to say. I'm just about to buzz poor Diabetic Donkey, who is just flying around in a little Cessna, I think. Hello! Morning.
Now now this is like a place in the country where they've got all slightly funny names.
Wolverhampton is 3 miles ahead of me. I'm trying to work out where Telford is in relation to Wolverhampton.
I think I'm getting close to the border with Wales.
Okay, so it's roughly around there.
I might go on a hunch and head further south.
Okay. Well, you're south of me, so I'll turn towards you and head sort of in a... Yeah, I'll point south and see where we end up.
Yeah, I'm not going very fast. I'm just plodding along.
That's alright.
Um,
and Cotton. Okay, in the spirit of the video title, if anyone in the chat room is shaking their head right now going, you're doing it wrong, any hints are welcome. Just don't be too obvious about it. This is a challenge after all.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for familiar place names.
Kidderminster Foreign is here. What is that? I mean, presumably it's near Kidderminster. I don't know what it is, mind. Bewdley is up ahead. I think Telford is north of all of this, because this is River Severn territory. This is down near Worcester. So yeah, I think it's further north than this. Yeah, we're sort of in the territory of the Severn Valley Railway.
Regrettably, I've only ever been there once.
It's a lovely line. I think it's my favourite on the quiet.
I have an unusual complaint about that and the West Somerset, though.
Go on.
It's too long.
Too long. It's difficult to do it in a day, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't really see everything.
I think the West Somerset, I think, is the longest, and is it 26 miles or something?
Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The round trip is more than 2 hours.
Yeah. So you must be quite familiar with the Great Central, I take it.
I'm fairly regular there. I maybe go every quarterly, maybe.
See, I've been there. Well, until this weekend, I've been there once, I think, in my entire life, and that was when I was very, very young. I went there this weekend for their 50th anniversary gala. We didn't intend to go for that, but it was Father's Day, so I thought I'd treat my parents.
Yeah.
We all said we've never done the Great Central. Let's go and have a look. And we loved it. I think we'll go there again. What's particularly cool is their ASET has a buffet car on it that will do your fry up.
Yeah, is that the Gresley buffet?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually quite nice, and they've done it.
Do you know what? It wasn't badly priced either. I think it was about £7 for a regular breakfast, and that's bacon, sausage, beans, tomatoes, black pudding, fried bread, hash brown. Bloody lovely.
I don't know if this is relevant, but I found Worcester.
Oh, that might be relevant. Worcester's quite near the border, isn't it? And I know Telford is sort of near the border as well. I am near Claverley, wherever that is.
Yeah, I can see your name tag. Am I coming to you?
Yeah, you might as well. So I'm sort of keeping an eye out for vaguely Welsh-sounding names, because if we sort of hover along the border, we'll be in roughly the right sort of location. That's my logic, anyway. Right, I'm now coming up with Bridge North, which is the northern end of the Severn Valley Railway. So Telford is definitely north of there. I'm fairly certain of that.
I think I might also follow the river in your general direction.
Yeah, that's.
Because I know Ironbridge is on the river.
Joe, I'm going to follow the River Severn because a tiny niggling feeling in my head is that the two are related somehow.
Yeah.
So
I've found the River Severn.
Yeah.
I've got 4 and 7. So
yeah, I'm going to stick with that for a moment and see if that takes us anywhere near where we want to be. Any hints from the chat room? Welcome.
So I've got Bewdley.
Oh, you're quite a long way behind me
Kidderminster,
then.
yeah.
Okay, I'm just turning
Shackleford.
towards the west to follow the river towards. Ah, I found it. Keep following the river.
I guess my hunch was very wrong.
There it is, just below me. Ironbridge. Hey! Nice. Nice. Oh, we've done well there. Oh, this is a bit low actually. Air brakes off. It's like, that's a bit slow when we're the hills are sort of above me. I'm not loving that as an idea.
There's something unnerving I find with the auto landing systems. Because the plane can set itself up for a really nice smooth landing, but there's just something about not being in control which is off.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit quite right.
Deeply off-putting.
Yeah. I mean, obviously guys do it every day in real life and it makes their job so much easier, I suppose.
Oh yeah,
but,
absolutely. But no, it's not something I would like to do regular like.
Fascinating from a technical standpoint.
Oh, totally. Yeah, the technology behind it is absolutely fascinating. But
yeah,
no, I can't get my head around that.
and it's not new either. It's actually fairly analog.
Yeah,
I think.
which just feels completely wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm no expert. Someone would probably correct me, but it's all based on beacons, I think.
Fairly sure you're right. Yeah.
Beacons and radio signals. So we found that one. Where were we heading next?
Okay, so our next one, we basically need to keep heading northwest because our next one is Mount Snowdon.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, couple in with Tracy's suggestion of Snowdonia, I thought let's get somewhere that's sort of quite recognisable. Mount Snowdon it is.
Oh, we've gone over Coalbrookdale. Famous for the Coalbrookdale engine. Is that one?
Whipping past Ironbridge again there. Right. Now we want to head sort of northwest, I think, don't we? Because it's the top corner of Wales we're looking for.
Oh, we could go see Ivor. Now, is the Coalbrookdale engine, does that still exist? I can't remember.
You know what? If it does, it's probably in a museum somewhere. Certainly it's not a working one. My face camera situation has not improved, so I'm going to turn that off again. Never mind.
The beard is staying.
Yeah. Now, for some reason, my setup is struggling with game, live stream, capturing your footage as well, and both the webcams. So I think we'll turn the webcams off because they seem to be the ones that are most negatively impacted.
So around Snowdon, you've obviously got the railway on the top.
Yeah.
Which runs down. I've not been on that yet. But in the vicinity, you've got the other narrow gauge. Very short distance, really, away from it.
Yeah, so you've got the Festiniog and Welsh Highland, which are basically one and the same now. It is now possible to do a through run from Carnarvon to Blaenau Festiniog. Pronunciation fades me, I'm afraid. It is possible to do a run between the two directly now, although I don't think it's done very often. And
Politics,
then,
I think, there.
Yeah, possibly. Then south of that you've got the Talyllyn Railway. And then you've also got the Welsh Highland Narrow Gauge Railway, which is not affiliated with the Welsh Highland Railway at all, but just runs alongside it for about a mile.
Further down the west coast, you've got Tywyn for the Talyllyn.
Yeah.
And the Vale of Rheidol.
That's a very pretty railway, that one, the Vale of Rheidol.
That's great because all the way up, the engine is working hard.
Isn't that the one that's got the I can't remember the class, big American thing?
Now let me think. It's got the 3 tank engines.
Yeah.
Number 7, 8 and 9, I think. I can't remember their names. Owen Glendower.
I think I'm thinking of a different railway thinking about it. I just can't remember the name of said railway. The Brecon Mountain Railway, that was it.
Yeah.
Is it the Brecon Mountain Railway? Brecon something.
Yeah. Several years ago, me and some friends, we did... it was the weekend of the Talyllyn 150, and we did 4 railways in 4 days. So we did the Severn Valley, the Severn Valley, the Festiniog, the Vale of Rheidol, and the Talyllyn.
Lovely choices. I approve. Okay, this looks vaguely Welsh and mountainy, all of this, so I'm going to start turning roughly towards the north. Find the tallest one and point at it.
I've got a feeling it's more west, you know.
Yeah, not more northwest than north, I would say.
Because I think you're heading towards the coast.
Yeah.
There's lots of place names which I can't pronounce here.
Yeah, I'm having similar problems. I'm just looking for somewhere familiar so I can point and go, oh yes, I know how to pronounce that one.
That was Birmingham.
Yeah. I'm not, Iron Bridge wasn't bad either. Is that Rill? Is that how you pronounce that? Or have I made that up? No, Rill is R-H-Y-L, isn't it? Yeah, so it's not that.
Yeah. I'm just not going to try on some of these.
No, I feel like that's potentially problematic, so I'm not going to try.
Now I think I've got lower cloud than you, so this might be interesting.
Ooh.
And I do see a highish mountain.
That is over to the right, is it?
Yeah, we head about bearing 270.
270, right.
West.
West. Actually, I think I've hit the coast, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely lost.
I'm heading into the mountains. The mountain of unpronounceable names.
Right, okay, I'm going to start turning back towards you, I think. Yeah, this is definitely not where I want to be. This is too far north. I've somehow managed to miss Snowdonia completely. It's clearly not big enough.
I think you took a right rather than a left.
Yeah, possibly.
I think
Yeah, that was the problem.
I'm interested to see if they've modelled the station at the top.
Well, that could be interesting. I'm sort of looking at the mountains up ahead, and I'm sort of picking the one that looks vaguely taller than everything else and heading that way. In the hope that...
Regrettably, I've never been up there.
I've done it by the train. It was a diesel-hauled one, though, which is a lot cheaper than the steam one. I think it's about double the price if you get a steam engine up there. It's extortionate, frankly. But that was fun, and then we did the walk as well. Which, frankly, is better, because then you get to see the trains doing their thing.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have a ride, but actually in some ways I think it's much more fun to sort of be by the track and watching things just happen.
So I've got the marker for Carnarvon. So...
I am just passing... No, not even going to attempt that. That's... Chat room, who's still with us? You've all gone quiet again.
We do still have 4 apparently. So now one of these big lumpy things has got to be Snowdon.
You would hope so.
Ooh, am I nearer the Festiniog?
If you're near the coast, quite possibly. So I've got the coast sort of off my right side.
Yeah, I'm approaching Carnarvon. Carnarvon.
Yeah.
So I think I've gone a bit too far. And a few lakes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sort of very much over the mountains. I'm just trying to figure out which one's the tallest. Is it... Oh, actually, that one looks promising. Over in this sort of a direction.
Yeah,
I'm sort of working on the assumption that it will be labelled, but I didn't actually check.
Funny enough, I've only got 1 label. 2, actually. And that's for the town, so... Yeah, I thought the landmark would be. I've got the feeling of... I think I found it, but I'm not sure. Let's do a close patch to find railways.
I think I've spotted it. Yeah, I think it's just ahead of me here.
Where is it? Where I'm looping?
Possibly. No, sorry, I was... Oh no, maybe... No, maybe not actually.
So now it has a long ridge, doesn't it, where the railway goes up?
Yes.
This is fantastic television.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's very pretty, even if it is just 2 blokes flying around looking lost. It is a very, very pretty set of scenery.
I've just seen my fuel.
Yeah, so have I actually. 19%. That's not what you might call ideal. So I'm gonna just pop into the old weight and balance and just top that up a smidge. That's better.
Check your washer fluid.
Yeah.
Pick your tyres.
Pop in the little shop, grab a Twix and and a bottle of water.
Oh, what was those little tins of mints you used to get?
Oh God, what were they called?
Oh, wasn't Altoids, was it?
I don't know. It's...
You know the ones I mean, though.
Yeah.
They come in like almost like a small tobacco tin, almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, little tiny mints. But they were really strong. disappointed I can't find a railway. Although there is a great big gash in the scenery, if you've noticed.
Yeah. I'm looking around to see if I can spot Clanberis, which is at the foot of Mount Snowdon. And I'm sort of thinking if I find that, then that's roughly the right place. But and I'm sort of looking around, and that up there looks like the highest mountain to me. So it's one of these. That's all I can say for certain. Let's see.
I've got an idea. Do we dare do a trench run?
Oh no! I don't know about that. We could give it a try.
I think this might work.
Hang on, air brakes on.
I went under the world.
I think. But no, right, yes, this is it. I can see the railway. It is this one right here.
I could literally see through to hell down there. I'm not joking. There's a great big tear in the landscape.
Yeah, I was right. that is sort of a vague building shape thing, and that is Mount Snowdon. I was right about something. That's almost unheard of. Cycle round.
I was in the right vicinity. That was good. What's the next waypoint?
Well, our next one, we're basically flying back across the country in a northeasterly direction. We're heading to York Minster. Again, that's a suggestion from Tracy.
That shouldn't be too bad.
No, I think that's perfectly doable.
But gonna need to get skates on a bit and get across country.
Yeah, right. So we want to head roughly northeast. So if I pick a heading of say 055 and punch it, and then we'll work it out from there.
Well, the big trench gash is actually running east-west.
Oh, there we are then. Oh, brilliant.
It's actually quite terrifying going towards it.
Put some air
It's
brakes
not
in.
consistent, so I don't know if there's going to be some kind of hitbox on it. So
Moment of silence for Craig, everybody.
yeah. There's. I think I kind of see what's happened where it's stitched the two panels together, but it's not done it properly. Oh, what? York Minster.
Yes.
Let's go treetop. Almost treetop.
See, it's quite hilly round here, so I'm not sure I'm that brave. I mean, where am I now? That feels like roughly treetop height, about 100 foot.
There is someone with quite a funny name ahead of me, but I don't know if I can repeat it.
I'll just leave it on screen and let people infer. Good for you, sir or madam or other.
As long as you're happy.
Yeah.
Oh. There's windmills, which come out of nowhere.
It's encouraging. Oh, that hill's a bit taller than I thought it was. Oh.
Yeah, and it's
oh God, that's I nearly took my wing off. Bloody hell.
Yeah. Was that the windmill?
It might have been, yeah.
This is a really nice part of Wales.
Oh, it's very pretty.
I think is it North Wales which the dual carriageway runs parallel to the railway?
Possibly, yes. I forget which dual carriageway, but yes, that does ring a bell.
I've seen lots of I've seen lots of people where they're pacing the train. Not sure it's something I'd do, but
I mean, I know when we used to go on holiday in Scotland, my family used to go from Fort William to Mallaig and chase the Jacobite. Because the line does run alongside the road for a fair distance. And it sort of dives off and does its own thing. But for quite a distance of it, you could sort of match pace with the train.
Have you done the steam train up there?
I have done, and it's bloody marvellous. Stunning bit of railway, that.
I think we managed to do it before the price seemed to skyrocket.
I think the problem there is Harry Potter happened, and then it kind of got. They jumped on the bandwagon of this is this is the railway where we had that scene from Harry Potter. I think that's when prices started to get a bit ridiculous. But it was eminently affordable for quite a while.
Yeah, I think a bit of boring talk, but I think we paid about £38 each for first class when we did it, which was really cheap.
Yeah.
For a rail tour.
I mean, even then, that was cheap. You know, it's. I mean, I remember you used to be able to sort of get a ticket on a rail tour from Milton Keynes going up to Carlisle, and that would have been about £60 head. It's now 120.
Yeah, I did one a few years ago, which picked up in Peterborough. We did, and it was the diesel. It was a 57 up to Hellifield, and then I lucked out and we got the 8F.
Oh, nice.
Up from Hellifield to Carlisle and back to Hellifield, where I picked up the diesel again. That was maybe about 160 though. That was a little bit more expensive.
That's quite dear. My game's just frozen again, which is helpful. Give it a minute.
I could tell when that's happened because you literally disappear from us.
Ah, helpful.
From me. Yeah, and then you'll turn up a bit further back.
Yeah. Oh, there we go, we're back.
Yeah.
I need to get my bearings, I'm not sure where we are. Let's see.
Well, Liverpool is off to the left.
Okay, so we're heading roughly in the right direction then.
Yeah.
Probably want to turn a bit further sort of northeast because we're more heading sort of east-southeast at the moment.
Yeah. I forget I've got my VFR map open. I'm actually going to close that.
That's fine. Yeah, Tide Scott. I did for a number of years. We used to go up to Scotland sort of once every couple of years. We stayed in Blair Athol and up near Tomintoul in the Cairngorms, a few other places. Beautiful part of the world. I love Scotland very, very much. It has a very dear place in my heart.
I guess when you did the railway, I guess you didn't have much time for.
Do you know what I would love to go back and actually walk the Great Glen Way because we probably walked further than the total distance, but we only saw bits of it. So
yeah,
you know, I mean, we probably saw a lot of it from the car, but it's a whole different ball game when you're driving through it and when you're walking through it. It's you know, very different. So
because you guys did it like almost, I want to say like a relay, didn't you? It was never a fully linked piece of track, was it?
Unfortunately, no, it wasn't. It was very much a case of train would go over and then someone would pick up the track from behind and then bring it to the railhead at the front. Yeah. Which is just disappointing, frankly. But that doesn't come across on the telly, so you know.
Yeah, because Because if you're comparing it to James May's one, he actually laid the whole line, didn't he?
Yes, he did, yeah. I mean, I guess we probably hold the record in terms of we got a train to travel a particularly remarkable distance, but even that wasn't a consistent distance because there were two Silver Ladies and we substituted for a diesel on 2 occasions. So
yeah, I thought the diesel was a little bit strange.
Yeah, it was a bit of a cop-out, frankly, but
because I think Silver Lady was briefly on display at Roundhouse in Doncaster.
Yes, I believe she still is. Actually, it's.
I know they bring it to shows. I think
they brought it to
pretty
the.
beaten up, isn't it?
Yeah, they brought it to the Garden Railway show in Peterborough a few years ago.
Yeah,
I remember because we had a stall up there for the show. We just had a laptop with the show running, and you could get a look at Silver Lady and. One of the other participants bought his little Roundhouse diesel loco that featured in the show. And we had some bits of track that people could see and talk to us. And then Silver Lady ran on the demonstration layout. But bless her, yes, she is extremely beaten up now. And I mean, someone did broach the idea of, well, don't you want to pretty her up, since she's such a special loco? Well, actually, no, because I feel like that sort of devalues it. You could say to anyone, you can point at a beautiful, pristine loco and go, that's the one that did the Great Glen Way, and no one's going to believe you.
It's like with my own Roundhouse engine, I've got a Billy, and I like the fact that it's got some little scratches and blemishes and things.
Yeah, I mean, my Silver Lady is obviously much more pristine than the real deal, but she's got the sort of the odd dent and scrape from sort of various garden-related accidents. I believe
mainly going too fast into a corner.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
But I love that because every little dent and paint chip or where I've patched it in tells a story. I think we've just flown either very near to or over Royston Vasey.
Yes, I've got Glossop.
Yeah. Hadfield is the name of the actual town, which is near Glossop.
Because we got Edale and Castleton. Oh, I know Castleton. 3 school trips there.
What's in Castleton that's worth a trip for?
One of the highest hills in the country, I think it's one of the highest. At least it's one of the highest in the Peak District or something.
Okay.
If you see on my screen, you can see where the map is literally torn.
Yes.
Well, in primary school we did 2 trips to Derbyshire. One of them was a week-long stay camping, and another one we stayed in Castleton for most of the week, I think. And then in secondary school we did a day trip to Castleton and walked up Mam Tor. And that was the 3rd time I'd done it. The 3rd time was like, I know the way. I'm just going. Right, I'll see you at the bottom when I get back. It's a nice little town, actually. That's where all of the Blue John cabins are.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So that was what a lot of our school trips were about, actually, going down into those cabins.
Oh, wow.
It's a nice little town, actually.
Yeah. Nice. Sounds it. I think I am a long way ahead of you now, aren't I?
Yeah, I've been dawdling a little.
Oh, that's alright. I'm going to pop some air brakes in, let you catch up a bit. I'm heading sort of roughly east at the moment, because I think, at a push, eventually we will hit the A1. And from there we can probably figure out where York is. So...
Yeah, because I think where you've got do you know where Hull is on the end of the bit where there's a sort of a gash? I think York is at the other end of that gash.
Yeah.
I've lost count of the amount of times I've been to York.
I've only done it. I've done it on a charter train when I was a student. King's Cross up the York behind Tornado. That was a fun day. We did the museum, and then my wife took us there Easter, I think, a year or two ago. In fact, it was Easter last year, because I got the Facebook memory come up not long before my son was born. So yeah.
I've lost count of the amount of times I've been. I remember going once, maybe in about 1993 when I was little. Which weirdly I remember going on an Intercity 225 in the executive livery. I've got a very distinct memory of that for some reason. And then I've been Railfest 2012, Great Gathering twice, and maybe I go once a year, I think. The first Great Gathering, which was, I remember the date because it's the exact 75th anniversary, which was July 3rd, 2013. There was a rail tour behind Tornado going up to York. So actually, myself and I managed to convince a friend of mine to come along, and we went there for the start of the Mallard 75.
Oh, amazing!
Stuff. Yeah, we went there on Tornado that day.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun.
Nice, sounds it. Yeah. So I never made it up for that, sadly, but I obviously saw all the pictures in the various railway magazines afterwards, and it's quite something having that many A4s in one place.
Yeah, it's one of the other things I made a point of doing. Is going to Shildon. I've never been to Shildon before this time, but I heard that I'd been keeping track of the two locos and their movements, because the logistics of it was quite interesting actually. They picked up the A4 from Wisconsin, put it on a flatbed and took it to Nova Scotia to be boarded onto the ship, but they had to use the same wagons and take them back to, is it Montreal?
Oh right,
the Canadian one is.
Yeah.
Use the same one and take that back and bring it on the ship. And when they brought them over, I can't remember which port they came into, but they might have been Liverpool, and they initially went to Shildon. That was where they sort of first arrived. So when they had arrived, Dwight D. Eisenhower was in that quite garish green.
Oh yes.
They'd repainted it in, and they'd painted in the connecting rods with that silver paint.
Oh yes. Yeah.
The Dominion of Canada was more interesting because that was an original paint job. Because I was told later on that when they were doing the restorations, the repainting of it, they found a newspaper from the 60s under the driver's seat.
Oh, blimey.
So I've got photos of it, particularly Dominion of Canada, looking really worn and paint not good, but I liked it.
Nice. I think, based on what I can see ahead of me, I think that is the east coast. I think that river is the Tyne, is it? Or Humberside is there.
Yeah.
So I think we're too far north, are we?
Ooh.
So yeah, it's the River Humber. So is that north or south of York?
I think it's to the east of York. So, because if you go to the other end, at the end it's a place called Spurn Point, Spurn.
Okay.
and it's like a sandbank. But if you was that far over, you should see the Humber Bridge.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
So, does the River Humber actually go through York? I know there is a river that goes through the centre, I'm just not sure which one.
Oh, it's the Ouse.
Ah, yes, of course it is.
Yeah, so Humberside Airport to my right. So, yeah, we need to follow this to the west.
Okay, back we go then.
My friend, I've got a friend who lives just on the outskirts of Hull now, but he went to university there, and they used to, I think they've stopped doing it, but they used to run the Hull Executive till relatively recently. I think, was it one of the few named trains that still ran regularly?
That rings a bell in my head. I don't know much about that, but certainly the name sounds vaguely familiar for some reason. It might be I've seen an article about it somewhere.
Yeah, it was always a HST, and what it did is it went up to Doncaster and then came off the east coast at Doncaster. And yeah, that was at least the few times I took it, it was a HST set. So it used to be quite convenient, as it would leave Peterborough at about 6 o'clock in the evening. And it left Hull 6 o'clock in the morning. So it was a direct train. It was like the only direct train each day. And it was a fairly comfortable way of doing that journey. The whole Paragon station is quite it's a bit of an icon of its own. Hull's got its problem. Hull's got its problems, but it's got some really nice areas.
I think that's true of most places, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
Everywhere's got their dodgy end, but you know, they've also got their good bits.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Except Leicester. I don't like driving through Leicester.
Oh no, Leicester's a dump. That's possibly unfair to Leicester, but
yeah, so you've got the NRM. Now I wonder what loco is outside of it on this map.
I suppose it depends when the photo was taken.
I think I've got Drax Power Station.
Oh, hang on. Is that bit? Yes, there it is, Drax. There we are.
It's something they've actually modelled.
Yes. So, where is York from there? That's Church Fenton. My knowledge of this part of the world is patchy. Hambleton. Hang on. Is that railway the East Coast Main Line, do we think? Quite possibly. Because if it is, we should follow that.
Oh yeah, I see Hambleton. I think this is the A1.
What, underneath you?
Yeah. Yeah, heading northbound.
Yeah, I think I've just found the East Coast Main Line, so I'm going to follow that for a bit.
Yeah.
Just passing Bolton Percy. We're turning sort of northeast. Computer,
maybe it's a bit more
broadcast mode. My desk light's just turned off, so I can't see anything. That's better.
Yeah, I think I think this is the junction heading from Hull and to join the East Coast Main Line heading northwards. Yeah.
Oh, that looks promising. Up ahead. York Minster,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
Put the brakes in. That's York Station, which has not been modelled, and the National Railway Museum, also not been modelled. And then York Minster is just there off to our right. There we go.
And I've got a great big gouge through the city.
Fantastic.
It's literally going through the yard. You can see what is supposed to be the NRM.
Yeah,
Which-
it's
actually, it's not
quite
done a bad
generic,
job.
but it's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, it's not distracting.
No.
I've got York Minster. I think the race course is to the south of the city, I think, because I think you pass it when you drive in.
Yeah, you do. You sort of enter York, and then there's just miles and miles of countryside, which
Yeah.
is a little bit odd, but... Right, we're
Are
now...
we expected to loop around a bit more on some of these?
Yes. Right, our next one is a bit of an odd one. It's been suggested by Volker Het, and who says, there is a small hamlet named Het somewhere in England. Nice place to test your eyesight driving around with your family too. Which of course is a reference to the fact that Het, the small hamlet, is in County Durham. So, yes. So we're going to go look for Het, which is south of Durham. So basically we want to follow the East Coast Main Line, which I have now lost. So...
Yeah. So have I.
Okay.
Head north. Yeah.
Basically. I
North's
think
good.
I'm following the A1 at the moment, so if I
Yeah.
sort of keep that below me... Durham is on the A1, I think, isn't it?
Almost. Yeah.
So if we hit Durham, it's to the south of Durham, Het. I had to look it up on a map. I didn't sort of pay much attention to what was around it, other than where's the nearest big town? It's Durham. Okay.
Yeah. Now. Ooh.
This might be a trial and error attempt, but we'll see how we get on.
I've got the. Oh, have I? No, I'm going to keep going north.
Is Durham Cathedral modelled in the game, do we think?
I would have thought so, actually.
Because I'm thinking about this logically. If it is, then it will show up as a landmark, and we can probably sort of trace our steps from there.
Yeah.
Because Het is almost directly south of Durham. It's a tiny little place, but I have checked and it is actually labelled on the map. So,
A place called Middleton. Is this where the Middleton Railway is?
it might be. That's Pickering off to the right there. So North York Moors Railway is there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're in the Yorkshire Moors.
Yeah.
Maybe need to bear west a little bit.
Yeah.
Never been on the North York Moors.
I did it in late 2021 because I was up there for my friend Nathan's wedding. He got married in. Well, he lives in. Where is it? Newton Le Willows. And he got married in a church near Newton Le Willows, and then they had the evening event at a hotel heading towards Scarborough.
Yeah.
And since we were right down the road, I thought, well, it would be rude not to. So I did a trip on the railway, then got in my car and drove home. It was a fun weekend, that. I enjoyed it.
Obviously, the highlight being the railway.
Naturally. Although I wouldn't tell the happy couple that.
No. I've been to Goathland a couple of times, and I've been to Whitby a few times, but never ridden on the railway. Quite a nice station at Whitby.
Yeah, it's it's a very pretty part of the world. It's one of those railways that just looks right, snaking its way through the countryside. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my ride on it. It's a beautiful line. But
I've got the feeling I'm at Newcastle.
Oh, so we're way too far north then.
I think, unless it's Middlesbrough or something.
It could be Middlesbrough.
Oh, there's a football stadium. Let's see. See if I can have a read.
Skim by and see what colour the scarves are. That will give you something to go on.
I found the Tees Transporter Bridge.
Ah! So we are way too far north.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's fine.
Oh, they've actually modelled it quite well.
Nice. Okay, well, from there then, let's try and find a railway and follow that south.
Yeah, now I know Middlesbrough isn't on the east coast
No.
main line, so head west a bit.
Yeah. This is where my wife's family are from, Middlesbrough.
I won't insult it then.
Give everyone a quick wave. Hello, Middlesbrough.
Oh, there's some other like yards and things. Oh, okay. Didn't think Middlesbrough had much railway stuff. I found the Tees Valley Airport.
Okay. How are we doing for time? It's 9:30. I've got to wrap up by 10 at the latest, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah, not to worry.
We've got one more location after this one. It's a bit of a trek, so we might not make it. Here we are, Durham Tees Valley.
Yeah.
Here we are. So Het is to the south of that. So if I turn left a bit, head over this way. It's going to be one of these. Come on. It's one of these little hamlets. I think it's literally just going to be a case of looking at all the marker points until one of them rings true. I have to turn south.
And it is marked.
Yes, it's definitely marked. I'm just not sure which one of these tiny ones it is, so we might in fact miss it. And I just have to cycle round until we spot it. Oh, hold on. What's that one? No, not that one. Well, green.
Yeah, there's a place called Sex How.
Do you need me to draw you a diagram? Not comfortable with that, I'll be perfectly honest.
Ironically, it looks very small.
That's one for the clip reel.
What else we got?
Sort of heading north again now. Durham.
Yeah,
Oh, hello. What's this one?
a bad thing happened.
Oh no! What happened? I can see you're loading back in. I didn't see the actual moment where you presumably crashed. I shall scroll back through the footage later and have a look.
I was going too fast and turning too tight.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the ground. That's the ground. Whoops. Nearly a little embarrassing. Never mind. Right, that's Durham Tees Valley Airport. Middleton St George. Hang on. If that's the airport, is that not Durham itself? I think. Am I right in thinking that's a little way outside of Durham? The airport.
I think so.
Oh, okay, so we've been buzzing around the wrong place, really.
Yeah, I've got the feeling.
find a big town. That will be Durham.
Hmm.
That's Darlington.
Durham is north of Darlington.
Okay, so we need to go right.
On the east coast.
Here we go. Alright, well I can see the east coast there, so let's turn away in this direction, pop some air brakes in, get a tighter turn going. There we go. And
Yeah, because you've got York, Darlington, Durham, Newcastle. I think that's what it is.
so follow the railway, because I can see it below me. It's marking the way beautifully, so Durham is going to be this way somewhere, and then Het is to the south. See how we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've lost the railway, but I found the A1. So
There's A Cliff. That's not Newton A Cliff though.
it's,
Okay.
hello, what's that? Bishop Middleham, Perry Hill. What's that? Up ahead. Fishburn. I don't think it's going to be that.
Straight for some cars.
Oh. I have just run out of fuel. That's not very clever. Hang on.
Now, if you can refuel and restart your engine before you crash.
There we go, all sorted.
Now, is your engine still running?
Yes, it is now. Didn't even have to restart it, it just fired up. I was quite impressed with that. That's not a bug, it's a feature.
Because some planes can't actually start themselves. They need a...
Right, that's Durham
Ground
Cathedral.
power.
I've just spotted Durham Cathedral off to my left. So if I turn around here, it's going to be one of these little markers to the south.
Yeah, because it's because Durham itself is sort of, is it in a valley?
Yeah.
Well, not such a valley, but it's in a depression in the hill. Because you get a really nice view of it going through on the railway.
So we're pointing sort of southwest. That's Tuddow. Let's see what are these? Sunderland Bridge. Tuddow Village.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Het and something. So
Winchester, that's a funny name.
Spenny Moor, that's quite a funny name. I like that. Right, we're sort of heading east again, so it's...
I see Binchester and I'm just thinking Camp Binfaced.
Not the politician we need, but the one we deserve.
Yeah. Sensible policies.
Yeah,
That hand dryer needs to be moved.
absolutely. And croissants shouldn't be more than £1. Come on, common sense.
Are you up for the nationalisation of Adele?
I mean, personally, I'm all for renaming London Bridge Phoebe Waller as well. Like, again, sensible policies for a sensible Britain.
Yeah. It feels like that would be an upgrade.
Yes.
I found it. Het.
Oh, you found it? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Hang
Alan
on.
Het and Het.
Oh, let me come to you. Hold on. Where are you right now? You are to the south. There we are. Crooksdale and Het. There it is.
Everyone knows everyone there, don't they?
Yeah. More than likely. There it is. Oh, and there's Het just marked on its own. Well, there you go, Volker Het. I can confirm we have found Het. That's there. Very pretty.
Did you bring any bombs?
Sorry?
Did you bring any bombs?
Not on me, I'm afraid. I think I left them back at Boscombe Down.
Next time.
Right, our next one and final one is we're going to go west because this has been suggested by Moo the dog, and it is to go to Portrush in Northern Ireland.
Oh, that's going to be a bit of a...
It's potentially a bit of a trek, but I figure if we floor it, we might make it there before 10 PM.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Why not? And then we'll find the nearest airport, touchdown, and be on the ground in time for bed.
Yeah. I'm a little bit further behind you, but I think I'm going to go for altitude on this run.
I think that's probably sensible because we'll get more speed that way, won't we?
Economise on fuel a bit as well.
Yeah.
Something Concorde did really, really well, because I think it would go up to about 60,000, and it could cruise at Mach 2 without the afterburners.
Right.
So using afterburners to get up to that speed,
Yeah.
but it could go into super cruise, which they've modelled on here. Because
I do need to pick up the Concorde DLC. It is just my favourite plane.
yeah,
I think it goes Concorde, Lancaster, Spitfire, Hurricane, Hawk, and then everything else.
my favourite changes. I think my favourite at the moment is the Harrier.
Oh, I do love the Harrier, actually. That should have made my top 5.
But mine changes. Back in May, when I was up in this region, actually on holiday, we went to the Scottish Museum of Flight at East Fortune, and they've got a production Concorde there, and they're beautiful.
I remember for the Queen's Golden Jubilee celebrations in 2003, that would have been, I think. Or no, 2002, sorry, 2002. Being on the Mall and seeing Concorde come over with the red arrows, and that
was you actually there?
Yeah, that moment just stayed with me for my entire life. I saw her taking off from Heathrow, sort of late 90s as well, when I was very young.
I never saw them flying myself.
It was quite something, because the air around just shook. You felt it in your chest when the afterburners went coming off the runway. It was quite something.
I think I know the feeling. Last year we went to the last day of flying at Duxford. It was back in October, and it was it was the last day of their season, so they had a little bit of an air show on, and the final plane was a Typhoon, a Eurofighter, and I don't know if you've ever seen this one, but there's one which has got like a pointy Union Jack underneath it.
I don't think I've seen it. I've seen pictures though.
Yeah. But he was doing lots of manoeuvres, but he was using the afterburner a lot as well, and it was like a rumble.
Oh yeah.
It was like thunder. Never heard anything like it. And I'm guessing that's probably what you were hearing on Concorde.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the few which had afterburners.
But like I said, it literally just the air around you vibrates. It's a really impressive thing, and it's it's kind of gutting. I think that's just something so many people will never ever experience.
The funny thing is, when you actually go inside one of the production ones, the seats are actually quite small.
Oh, they are. Yeah,
it's a really narrow cabin.
Yeah, it's not that luxurious at all in reality, but yeah.
I think I've still got a soft spot for the test one at Duxford, which is the fastest one. Out of the development and the production fleet, she was the fastest one. And it's fascinating just looking at all of the equipment and things which they had inside. It's all fairly analog, as you can imagine.
Well, I mean, it's quite telling that. I mean, when was Concorde built? 70s.
Yeah.
And was done entirely, like you say, very analog. And there's a company I think in America now that's trying to build a sort of modern supersonic aircraft.
Yeah.
It is basically Concorde.
Yeah, it's almost like if Concorde was shrunk down to the size of a Learjet.
Yeah,
something
basically,
like that.
yes.
I'm not convinced it will take off. That pun not intended.
No, well, yeah. I think the problem is that what Concorde had in speed, it probably wasn't very sort of efficient in terms of being a money-making aircraft, which I think was part of what did for it in the long run when they finally grounded her. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things it had going for her was the marketing.
Yeah.
Because I've got actually an audiobook which I've been listening to about it. The French ones were apparently not quite as luxurious, although they're still expensive. But BA did sort of this ultra luxury experience. And,
proper silver service, all that jazz.
Yeah, and I think it made its money. I just think that the planes were getting old, weren't they? And they just were.
They were very much end of life, and they were costing a lot to run, and then of course you had the air disaster.
Yeah.
And I think that just put the boot in. And I think that was it then. So.
Yeah, I think that signified the death of the plane.
So apparently Richard Branson wanted to buy the fleet and run it under Virgin's colours, but BA wouldn't sell it.
Yeah, no, I read the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did he try to buy BAs or Air France's ones? Not sure.
No, I'm not 100% certain, but
because one of the things they had is that apparently they had an agreement between Air France and BA that when one withdrew them, they both did.
Yeah.
And yeah, the accident happened. They did the repairs and the modifications to it, and it was just too expensive. Especially when you got to think you've got to have trained crews for that type.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of good reasons for Concorde to come out of service, but still very sad. And sad one wasn't preserved airworthy, I think. But
yeah.
Hey ho, you can't have everything.
Although I kind of understand why. I know that they are limited on the amount of flight hours they're allowed on the airframe and things like that.
Yeah.
That's what XH558, the Vulcan, has come across. Its airframe is kind of expired.
So they were doing fast taxi runs with it, weren't they? And then didn't it nosedive off the end of the runway, and that's put pay to that?
No, it wasn't that one. There is another one. Is it East Kirkby? There's a few which are actually taxiable.
Okay.
And Is it XL426? I'm not sure. I know the one you mean though. Yeah, it had a taxi run and yeah, overshot and nearly went actually onto the road.
Yeah, when you got stuff like that going on, it's yeah, it's not great.
There was the Victor, which accidentally took off. That was somewhere in Lincolnshire as well.
I think I did.
It's actually on YouTube. There is video of it, and it
actually.
There is. Yeah, the plan was to do a fast taxi and stop, but for some reason they did throttle down, and the plane actually took off briefly.
Whoops.
Yeah.
That is very much a moment of I have a number for you to call. It was at this moment the pilot knew he messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm seeing coastline.
Yeah.
Andreas Airfield. I've got the feeling. I think we're at the northern tip.
Yeah, possibly. So.
Oh. Hang on, this is an island.
Oh, is that the Isle of Man, possibly?
Sodor's round here.
It's in between the two, isn't it? It's that big expanse of ocean.
Yeah. So.
Depressingly, there's only a wind farm there.
Yeah. There's the full name of it. Is it the Diocese of Sodor and Man?
It is.
There's some Thomas trivia. I think it's the Isle of Man.
It looks like it from where I am. It looks vaguely it looks vaguely Isle of Man shaped. My first stream was going to the Isle of Man, if I recall correctly.
Have you ever been?
Not in real life, no, but my first flight simulator stream was heading up there and did a couple of circuits, and took me, I think, 3 attempts to land. Kept chickening out.
Yeah, I've never been either.
I'd like to go because it's a funny place. It's but
I have no speed limits.
No.
It's quite expensive to take the car, but if you go as a foot passenger and get the bus, apparently it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Because you got the steam railway there as well, haven't you? So that's
yeah. You've got the electric tramway.
Yes, which goes up to the what's the name of the? Is it a mountain technically? I'm not sure.
Yeah, whatever it is, it goes up to the summit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the Isle of Man steam railway. You've also got, is it Groudle Glen?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
The one which used to run up to the zoo. Yeah, if you didn't know, that was a railway to take you up to some animal enclosures. Yeah.
Well, I learned something new.
Yeah. This is what I learned in my model club. Because it's 16mm club, so it's a lot of narrow gauge enthusiasts. So the Isle of Man is kind of a natural place to go. And it's hard to believe they do the TT on the bikes.
Yeah, it's literally just around the whole island, that, isn't it? Which is insane to think about. Because it's not a small place.
No.
I mean, you look at it from sort of where we're looking at it. It's pretty damn big, and they just do laps of it.
Well, James May went round on his Meccano bike, didn't he?
Yes. Oh god, that's going back a bit.
Yeah, that was quite good actually. Because is it Oz Clark, his friend? he kept getting off to go and buy bread and
Yes.
try out wine and things.
Toy Stories was a great little show.
Yeah, because he did the initial series, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he did actually a whole load of follow-ups. So he reran the railway.
Yeah. Because I think that was the only one that failed, so they redid it sort of on principle, I think.
Yeah. And then they did the one with the glider, heading out to, is it Maundy Island near Cornwall?
Possibly.
The Action Man, yeah, it's called. There was another one called Action Man at the Speed of Sound where they put Action Man in a rocket, but they had the competitors trying to put Cindy in a rocket. I think that was all the ones he did actually afterwards.
Right. I'm looking at the time. I don't think we're going to make Port Rush, I'm afraid. So
no, I don't think so.
What I suggest we do is bail and land at the Isle of Man airport.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Maybe I should get permission.
It might be an idea, yeah. Tune the tower, request landing.
I wonder if I'll get priority or you.
Let's find out.
I've decided to take a certain
yeah, I've just seen what you're doing. That's one way of doing it, certainly, yes. Right.
Yeah, brakes. No problem.
Where is my packing entry? It's over that way, okay.
Yeah, I've got some assistance on this one.
Yeah.
So you know the thing with runways, the runway number tells you the direction?
Yes. Ah, there we go. Right,
yeah.
okay.
I'm just trying to drop as much height as quickly as I can.
Okay, so throttle back.
There's something I like about the shape of the Hunter.
It is a very pretty plane.
I think an approach speed of 250 knots is a bit high.
That may be slightly ambitious.
Yeah, I kind of messed up the Concorde approach with it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because I'm a little bit strange. I did a transatlantic flight with it, mostly on autopilot.
Yeah, why not? Good way to spend an evening, I think.
I set up the landing. It was auto landing was going to do it perfect glide path, everything. But I've left it at doing 250 knots instead of 200 odd, which it needed to be doing. So flew all the way there, then crashed.
Yeah, that
no one
feels
ever
a bit
found out about it.
Oh dear. Now the question is it going to let me touch down with you coming in? How fussy is the air traffic control, do we think?
No, I'm on final, almost. I'm a little bit high.
So I'm doing about 280 knots at the moment. I should probably ease off slightly. Well, it's cleared me to land. I'll take it.
I'm very high on my glide path, so can make it work. Very, very high. But I'm nearly stalled. So, nearly there.
Pop some flaps out. Here we go. There we go. That was about the speed it seems to like, so I'll just pop some throttle out. There we go. Right. Pop the landing gear down. Forgotten that before, not ideal.
Well, I'm down.
Well done.
Got a taxi to the terminal now. Go get some duty free.
Well, the controller's not screaming go around at me, so clearly they're not that fussy.
I'm at the other end of the runway to you.
That's alright then.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm going to go buy a big Toblerone.
It's what you got to do at an airport, isn't it? Here we go.
Yeah.
That's it. Right. Some air brakes in. Come on, come on. That's it. That's it. And touchdown. Bounce. Brakes. No. Oh, God. That was a big bounce.
I think I was barely above stall speed when I landed.
Yeah, I'm basically off the end of the runway, so I'm going around.
I'll put the kettle on.
Thank you. Oh dear, right, flaps up, let's try again. That was just embarrassing, frankly.
Will they complain if I light a cigar when the fuel truck is there?
Good question.
So, I think you're getting the same approach as me,
Yeah, it looks that way.
and this might be interesting to see from my perspective what you're going to do.
I'm going to cut the end off the pattern entry, I think, because it's a bit wide, so I'm just going to nip in about halfway through and then try again.
As I landed at full flaps and everything, I was pretty much about to fall out of the sky.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. I was just going far too fast. So we'll try again and see how we get on.
Is it going to crash?
Nah, it'll be fine.
Is it possible to do a vote in the stream?
Possibly.
If anyone is still watching, can you tell us if you think Matt's going to crash?
Right, pop some air brakes in, drop the flaps down. Okay. It's about the speed it wants, so we'll stick with that.
I know the brackets are cheating a bit, but I just can't find runways to save my life.
It's fine. Right, so we're doing about 120 knots, which is maybe a bit quick. But, you know, the landing boxes seem to think that's okay, so we'll roll with it. Right, landing gear out. A little bit more throttle in it.
Is this going to be a stall?
Now it's dropping to about 109, which it doesn't seem to like at all. So I've put some throttle in it, and hopefully that will compensate. Here we go. Attempt number 2. Air brakes.
My pilot's had a round and has gone back to the bar now.
Oh. The engine has just cut out on me there. It didn't like that at all.
Have you lost power?
Looks to have done. It's fired back up now. That seems a lot happier. Right. Okay. Back. This feels a lot healthier. That's better. Nice. Here goes. There we go. And throttle back. Oh, that may have been a bit preemptive there, but I'll make it work. And that's it. Nose forward. See, stay down. That's it. There we go.
Bounce. Yeah, you bounced a few times there.
Yeah, it's fine. Any landing you can walk away from.
And yeah, I've been sat with my engine off and the radio on for a while. Curiously, I've got an Austrian Airways A320 here.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
You get very strange things on Flight Simulator. I'm not sure why Austrian Airways would fly to the Isle of Man.
Well, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? There we go.
Is it? Is it taking you to the other taxi area?
Looks like it. Where are you? You're over that way, so I'm just going to go towards you and park up.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, I'm near the hangar.
119.005 for Kestrel 7.
Ah, yes, I can see you.
I'm just sitting in the nice evening sun.
This isn't technically allowed, but I'm going to turn left.
And
There you are. Nice.
it is quite nice that the custom stuff does work if you've got the same
Oh,
one.
it does. Absolutely.
Mm.
Right.
Though your plane is floating about 5 feet off the ground.
Oh, that's
for me.
clever. So my engine is shut down, and yet when I put my throttle in, the afterburner lights up. So that's clever.
That's nice and efficient. You've broken it, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. It's fine. It'll move in a second. Give it a tick. There we go. Now we're moving.
Ah, yeah, slowly.
It's alright. That's all I wanted to be doing. That's better. Oh. A little bit of an overspeed taxi there, but we won't worry too much.
I'm curious that you've got a whole load of jets parked to your left and it's empty for me.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, there we are. Little screen grab of that to commemorate the day. I think that looks good. Oh, hang on. That one. There we go. Nice. Nice. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that one. It was different. I enjoyed that. I'd like to do that again. I don't know about you, Craig.
Yeah, I'd be up for that again.
Cool.
Maybe somewhere else in the world.
Yeah, so yeah, send your suggestions where we could do this again, and we'll try and set something up for the future. I've just realised there's another Hawk parked at the hangar just next to us.
I can't see that one.
No,
it's
you
all
can't.
empty over there for me.
It's definitely there.
It's a full car park over there for me, and an A320 at about 11 o'clock.
I think my airport's a lot busier than yours from the looks of it. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Not sure what we're doing next week yet, but I'll let you know. Thank you, Craig, for joining us. It's lovely to see you.
Yeah, it's great to talk rubbish for however long.
Let's do it again.
Wow, nearly 2.5, over 2.5 hours. Wow.
And yet there was no moments of silence, so I think we did all right there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. We'll do it again soon.
Indeed.
Right. That's all from me, folks. You take care, and good night. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week for something else. Anyway, take care. See you again soon. Bye.
Bye.